Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Shanghai, China. This is our first official morning here in this country, and we really cannot wait to discover more about it. So yesterday we got here from Amsterdam, and I have to say that when we got to the airport, we had something so stupid. I mean, such a simple problem, but actually at that time was extremely serious. We couldn't get any train ticket to get to the city center because in this country, paying by card is not really a thing. Explain it.
So even though we had our bank cards, we couldn't use them to buy a train ticket. So then the natural thing was, okay, let's find an ATM. We asked lots of people.
We couldn't find any as well.
Where is an ATM?
Because apparently
no ATM.
In this country, people pay with electronic money and they use like several apps. There is one which is called WeChat, which is kind of like the WhatsApp from this country, but with the app, they basically can make somehow like a payment account. And then when they go to any place, they just basically scan it and then they pay with that, which is something that we don't really have back home. And we've been to so many countries. This is the first country where we have been to where really paying by card is not really a thing.
Travelers, be aware, when you come to China, probably your Western bank cards will not work. So the first thing you have to remember is to have cash. And second thing you have to remember is that nor Gmail, nor Hotmail, nor Instagram, and lots of other Western websites like WhatsApp,
YouTube
will not work. So be prepared for this, guys.
Right now we are staying at the Radisson Blu Hotel. It is extremely beautiful, and the same tower of the building is, I guess, one of the most iconic buildings here in Shanghai. It literally looks like a spaceship when you see it from the very top. So our hotel is situated by the Nanjing Road, which is one of the most important and famous streets here in Shanghai, if not the most important. So basically, if you want to know where to go to do your shopping when you come to Shanghai and to find amazing restaurants, just get here and go anywhere by the Nanjing Road.
Our hotel is a luxury 5-star hotel. We have a lovely swimming pool right on top. It's a tower. We have amazing views of the whole of Shanghai.
Yeah, we do.
And we're just loving it.
Exactly, we are. We're so happy that we found one of our most favorite convenience stores in the world. I'm talking about 7-Eleven, and they are basically in many Asian countries. And by the way, you can pay by card here. We are so happy. So we just bought 2 lattes and we got 2 buns, which we are going to have for breakfast. And you know what? This is the first country in the world where actually the morning can get darker.
Yeah, we literally went into the shop, came out, and it's darker, like it's
darker now. It is
Why?
going to rain, I guess. So we will have a horrible rain today, I guess, because it got really dark. So guys, today we would like to do something that we've never done before, and I know that this is kind of like embarrassing because only very stupid tourists do things like that. But since we are kind of like new to the city, why not? We want to go on a sightseeing bus, and because we would like to see interesting places here in Shanghai, and why not? What do you think?
Normally we don't do this sort of thing, but today we're going to make an exception.
And we are on the 2nd floor of the bus, and right now we are going to go around Shanghai, and we paid 120 yuan, which is basically 16 euros for 2 people, which is not really that bad. So it basically means that you came to 8 euros each, which is very good, I think. In other cities around the world, it would be a lot more expensive. And here we are. So we are going to be doing something that we have never done before. Never. This is the first ever time.
So here we are, we've now arrived at the Oriental Pearl TV Tower here in Shanghai.
The Oriental Pearl TV Tower is situated in the financial district of Shanghai. Right here you will see so many high-rise and extremely modern skyscrapers. Especially, by the way, right here there is the highest skyscraper in the whole of China. I have to say that the architecture in this place is absolutely impressive. You can see many contemporary modern buildings all over the place. Obviously we are in the financial district, and I do have to say that it is quite impressive, and when you come here you're going to actually have it quite clear that you are in China.
Now what's the point of having the highest skyscraper like almost in the world and you can't even see it because of the fog? What's going on here?
Something that I really like about mainland China, and that's the fact that whenever we speak to them in Chinese, they don't switch to English. Like in many other places, for example, like in Singapore, Taiwan and Malaysia, it is really annoying whenever we speak to normal people in Chinese, they basically answer back in English. And that's like really rude because we are learning the language. And since we come here, the minimum that they can do is just basically speak in Chinese to us. That's what I think. And I just really like the fact that here in mainland China, anyone that we have talked to, they always answer back in Chinese and they talk to us in a very natural way. To get off the bus here at the Oriental Road, which is basically the band. That's how they call it in English here. And this area, in my opinion, is one of the most important highlights of the city of Shanghai, because from here you can see extremely traditional colonial buildings along the promenade, but also you can see the financial district. So you have a mix of both worlds, the new and the old one. Shanghai happens to be located in a very strategic part of the world. Even though the river that goes through the heart of the city is the Huangpu River, this very source of water goes directly to the Yangtze River, which is the longest river in Eurasia and the third longest in the world, and the longest in the world to flow entirely within one single country. Since it is midday, it is already time to go for a nice bowl of mian, Chinese style. This was extremely tasty. Going for a walk along the Nanjing Road is a must-do thing when you come to Shanghai. Right here, you will find many restaurants and shops and many other things that you might find interesting. The Nanjing Road is considered by many to be the most important street in Shanghai. This evening we decided to go to one of the most iconic sites here in Shanghai. I'm talking about the Yew Gardens. They were built in the 1500s during the Ming Dynasty, and that's why it became one of the most iconic sites of the city of Shanghai.
And we are going to go there in the most convenient way, which is to go by metro. Because the metro of Shanghai is one of the biggest in the whole entire world, it is extremely efficient, modern and clean. A lot cleaner than many other metros that we have seen around the world in other cities. So guys, right now we are in Yuyuan, which is basically one of the most important attractions here in Shanghai. And right now we are walking around the whole entire market, and we just got a corn drink, which is very similar to a drink that you can find in Nicaragua, which is called pozol. And it is basically corn but liquidized, and it is extremely tasty and warm. I love it. The only difference is that in Nicaragua people have this cold because it's obviously hot all the time. Whereas here, because it's very cold, they have it hot. But it is literally the same drink. What do you think about this drink?
It's really delicious. It's like having some sort of a corn tea. It brings us back to Nicaragua when we had corn almost every day. And here right now, we're bringing it back on memories here in Shanghai.
Good morning everyone. So today is our second morning here in Shanghai, and right now we are going to go to the underground to see if we can find a 7-Eleven to have a nice coffee because we really need it. And today I would say that the first plan of the day would be to go to the Jing and Temple, which is apparently one of the best in the whole entire Shanghai. And yeah.
And we're really glad because today there's more visibility. Yesterday we couldn't see anything from our window basically, but now there's less fog and it's more clear.
Yeah. So everyone, this is everything that we got in the market, and we got something which is basically like some sort of dough pancake, and it is extremely tasty. And this star I would say is something which is called youtiao, and we bought one each, and they basically eat it with this kind of like hot soy milk, and believe me, it is extremely tasty. So basically you call this in Chinese doujiang, and this is youtiao. What do you think?
Wow, it's like having an elongated donut or even a churro from Spain. You dip it into the soy like this. Marvelous.
And right now we are by the Jing and Temple. This place is really nice, however, we had a bit of a surprise before getting inside the temple, and we are going to tell you all that later. So everyone, right now we are inside the Jing and Temple, and we are a bit disappointed because we had to pay 200 yuan, and that's kind of like 26 euros for both of us. And we are a bit like not really happy because in Taipei we went to the main temple, which is the Longshan temple, and then we didn't have to pay any money at all, and that's just as like incredible. And I guess that other one is even older than this one, because this one seems to be kind of like made up and not really that old. And so yeah, that's not really nice.
in the Longhua Temple, a magnificent place with music, Chinese lanterns, monuments, buildings, everything that you need to have a real Chinese experience. Had we known about this temple before, we wouldn't have paid the extortionate price to go to the other one.
I have to say that if I had to compare these two temples, the Longhua Temple and the Jing and Temple, this one is much better because there are not really high-rise buildings surrounding this complex, whereas in the other one you can see all the skyscrapers and it's just not really that beautiful. And this one seems a lot more original, and the fact that there is actually a background song, it makes it just magical, and it is very similar to the ones in Taipei in Taiwan.
And please correct me and forgive me if I am wrong, but who charges to go into a temple? I understand if you want to give a donation or you are asked for a donation, but to charge a hefty sum of money to go into a site of religious worship, I think is not acceptable.
So everyone, right now we are here in the Longhua Temple Cafe, and we basically were charged 26 euros for 2 teapots. So it basically means that each teapot came to 13 euros, which is extremely expensive. In any case, can you imagine that this tea here is a 24-year-old tea? I know, it sounds like if it was like some sort of wine from China, from the year 2000. Here we go. Oh my goodness, it actually tastes like wine, I would say, like extremely old wine. We might get drunk with this.
So right now we're going to the top of the tower to have a nice drinky winky and see what views we can see from there.
Good morning everyone, welcome to another rainy day here in Shanghai, China. So right now we are on our way to the Nanjing Road, which is basically a very beautiful temple in the outskirts of Shanghai, and we really want to go there because, let's be honest, we can't really go around the city with this weather because you would get extremely soaked. And yeah, so we basically want to go there now because we want to see the outskirts of the city as well, because we are kind of like, we're tired of the whole entire center, and we just want to see like something else, you know. And today we are going to be seeing my teacher, the person who I have been learning Chinese with for the past, I would say, year and a half, and that's going to be something really beautiful to do today.
The stereotype of Shanghai that I had before coming here was that it was going to be warm and sunny and, you know, nice weather,
Like
blue
Singapore.
skies, like Singapore or Kuala Lumpur. But you come here and it reminds us back to the days of cold Russia, which is kind of depressing. But we're not going to let this stop from us having a nice day.
Hey there, are you liking the weather?
We're enjoying it very much. We're getting used to it. We're thinking of permanently settling here in Shanghai because we love the rain so much. It rains every single day here.
Every second.
Exactly. But it's not going to deter us from going to another Xinyao, another temple. Even though this is the time of the Spring Festival, there is a lot of wind, a lot of rain, but the flowers are coming out.
This is China.
This is China, baby. If you want to take our near-world adventures advice, never go to the Jing and Temple, and I'm going to tell you why. Because in this case here, you just pay 10 yuan for the entry, whereas in the other place you pay 100 yuan. Here it is a lot more authentic, a lot more beautiful, and you get the real experience of China, not like there where there are just skyscrapers everywhere. So we just came to a typical fangua here, and we're having a nice soup, rice, vegetables and beef, because we've been having so many big soups that we're getting tired of it.
And later we're going to be getting some xianrou tamba, which is basically some sort of like dumpling made of meat, and we're extremely excited. And we finally got something hot. Later that evening, we went out with my teacher and she took us to a very lovely restaurant and we had a lovely meal. She even paid for it. We insisted many times that we wanted to pay for it, but she said that was her way of saying welcome to China. And later we took her for a nice milk tea. Then we decided to walk down the street along the Nanjing Road to the Waichan, known as the Band in English. This was a lovely evening to be with my teacher, and I really appreciate so much her lovely gesture to take us out for a meal.
Because we want to make the most of this place. It is very late, we just have like 30 minutes, but before going to bed we wanted to come here to have a bit of heat because it's been a cold day. Hot. Hello everyone, this is the beginning of a brand new day here in Shanghai, China. So we just came to Lawson, which is basically some sort of convenience store here in China, and most of these places they have their own cafes. Anyway, so right now we are going to have a tea shu bao, which is some sort of massive dumpling, purple. This is the first time that we're going to have a purple dumpling. Here we go. It's actually quite nice. It tastes of taro for some strange reason. It's really nice. What do you think?
It's like, it's between, in my opinion, it's between a vegetable and a fruit. It's very doughy, if that makes sense. Obviously it's dough, but it's very filling and very satisfying. Right now we are at the Shanghai railway station, and today we are going to Suzhou, which is regarded by many as the Venice of the Orient. We're all ready, we're going to get our tickets, and we're very excited to see Suzhou.
Suzhou, to one of the most historical towns here in China. If you want to see real Chinese architecture, you need to come to Suzhou if you go to Shanghai. It just takes literally 23 minutes to come from Shanghai to this lovely town, which is Suzhou. And oh my goodness, I mean, we just basically got off the metro and look at this. We are basically by the Beizi Ta. And yeah, this is one of the most important sites here in the town, but believe me, this is like nothing because there are so many historical and beautiful places all over the place. So you should come here to Suzhou.
As Victor said, we are now by the Beizi Ta entrance, and the good news is for all of you travelers who come here, admission is totally free. The doors close at 4 o'clock, so don't be late. Here standing beside me is a famous Chinese shishitsa, which is basically a Chinese stone lion, and they are used to protect the temples throughout China. So before having lunch, we've come here to have a nice little snack. In our case, we're going to have some red bean patties and some beef patties. We don't know what they're like, but we're going to try them now.
I'm going to have the first one. I just don't even know what this one is, but this is a red bean one. It is extremely tasty. They taste like the red beans from Venezuela. It is extremely tasty. We love red beans. We finally found the right restaurant where to have lunch. We are going to have real authentic Chinese food, and Rich is going to enjoy his beer as well. But I'm still going to get some of that beer, like it or not. So after having all those things at that restaurant, we just paid 17 euros. Imagine for 2 people, we had literally tea, fish, pork, green beans, tofu, rice, and all that came to 17 euros. I mean, it was a lot cheaper to have that, all that food, and even having like the poor tea. What's going on?
I think it's cheaper to eat out than to have cappuccinos here.
Yeah, it is. Good morning everyone, welcome to the Shanghai train station. So right now we are about to get our train to Beijing, the capital of China, and we're extremely excited because we have been wanting to go to that city to see so many sites, including the Gugong, which is the Forbidden City, the Temple of Heaven, the Great Wall of China, and also the Summer Palace. We're extremely excited and we cannot wait to be there. We have sadly got to the end of our Shanghai video. If you like it, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and to give us a thumbs up. But also, bear in mind that you need to stay tuned because we are going to be making another wonderful vlog about Beijing. See you next time and take care.